I am a mere YouTuber. I give my opinion and I predict things as I see them. Sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong. I have predicted that Liverpool will win the league. I have predicted that they will do it at a canter. I have predicted that they will finish 10 points at least above second place. And I have predicted that Liverpool this season will accrue over 100 points. That's how I see it. And therefore my responsibility is to deliver my opinion as succinctly and as truthfully as possible. Quite frankly, it goes like this. Liverpool will win the league. They will finish at least 10 points above second place. They will win the league at a canter and they will do it by accruing over 100 points. They will break the Manchester City Centurion season. That is what I believe. But when I say it, there's no jeopardy. It's simply an opinion. It's my analysis and it creates conversation. But this season, something mental has happened. I am a YouTuber. I can make that prediction. What can't happen is that professional managers who manage teams in the same league as Liverpool should not be making similar predictions. And this one naturally is very close to my heart. Enzo Maresca should obviously not be doing this. Enzo Maresca should be dreaming of hunting down Liverpool. Enzo Maresca should look at this Liverpool team and see a vulnerability. Enzo Maresca should be focusing on accentuating the positive of this Chelsea squad to somehow dethrone Liverpool. Maresca should be forcing Arne Slot to hear our hooves in his ears. Maresca should be doing his best to trouble Arne Slot. We play them really soon. So why, with the game on the horizon, would you say these words? I do not know. But equally, from Maresca's perspective, we play Liverpool twice this season. If we beat them twice this season, there is only a 1 point difference on the league table. So quite why our manager is coming out and saying that this Liverpool team are impossible to catch, I do not know. Just for the avoidance of any doubt here, I'm going to read the quote verbatim. I'm going to read exactly the words that Enzo Maresca said, and I am sure that you will agree with me that this is nothing short of a disgrace. If they continue in this way, I think it's impossible to catch them. Not just us, but for all clubs. That's the spirit, Enzo. That's the spirit. That's the mentality. The mentality of a lion. We can achieve anything together. We can fight for anything together. No, we can't. We can't fight for anything. There's no point in fighting for anything. They're too good for us. Like, what sort of attitude is that? And crucially, we've played 5 games. 5 games in, and that is Enzo Maresca's approach. Like, what sort of message is this sending to the fans? What sort of message is this sending to his squad? I mean, I've said it. I think Liverpool are going to have an unstoppable season. But I don't work in the Premier League. My opinion is inconsequential. Enzo Maresca's is not. Surely, Enzo Maresca, the manager of the club world champions, should be hoping to hunt Liverpool down. He should be dreaming of winning a league. He has a squad that has been assembled for an awful lot of money. Surely, what he should be doing is working out a way of somehow pipping Liverpool to the title. And whilst I don't think Liverpool can be stopped, it isn't my job to find a way of stopping them. Surely, if you're Enzo Maresca, you start analysing this Liverpool squad and you start trying to find a vulnerability, trying to find a chink in the armour, trying to somehow understand and deduce a way of making them beatable. And off the top of my head, I'm not a footballing purist, I'm not a footballing sage. Even I can think of a way that it could happen. For example, Mohamed Salah, one of the greatest players to have ever played for that club, is going to be leaving to go to the African Cup of Nations fairly soon. He will leave in December. Surely that could rock their boat a touch. The fact that they didn't get Mark Gahey on the final day of the transfer window, they were desperate to bring Mark Gahey into their squad. They didn't do that. They didn't get him over the line. Surely that signifies to Enzo Maresca and to the rest of the league that there is a slight deficiency in that back line. And if that is what it signifies, Maresca should be working out a way to make that count for Chelsea. In fact, and I'm kind of doing this in real time, I'm now trying to think of a way that you could suggest that Chelsea could somehow eclipse Liverpool. And all you've got to do is look at the league table. Liverpool, despite their attacking brilliance, despite the money that was spent, despite the brilliant players in terms of personnel, they've only scored 11 goals. That's 1 more goal than we've scored. They've scored 1 more goal than us. Then you look at the amount that they've conceded. They conceded a fair few. Conceded the same amount as Aston Villa. Conceded the same amount as Bournemouth. Conceded the same amount of us. Conceded more than Sunderland. Do you see what I'm saying? I personally believe Liverpool are going to do well. I personally believe Liverpool are going to break all sorts of records. But it is absolutely ludicrous that Enzo Maresca, the Chelsea manager, seems to agree. And it isn't only Maresca. Is any other manager really threatening Arne Slot this year? And it isn't the first time that Enzo Maresca has done something like this. Last Christmas, I gave you my heart. But what else happened last Christmas is Chelsea had the opportunity to go top of the league. We were going to play at Goodison Park. We were playing Sean Dyche's Everton team, a team that we were totally capable of beating. And if we had beaten them that day, we would have gone top of the league. Okay, Liverpool had a game in hand. It had all gone a little bit wrong for them fixture-wise. There was a tornado or something in the northwest. And that would have meant that almost by default, we had ended up top of the league. But it would have been symbolic. Being top of the league as you enter the Christmas period, it matters. Enzo Maresca came out and said that basically it didn't matter if we won or lost because we couldn't win the league. And guess what happened? We ended up limping into the top four. He came out and he told the club, the fans, the owners and the players that we were not capable of winning the Premier League. The second that he said those words, suddenly we're dropping points to Sean Dyche's Everton team. We're being beaten at Portman Road. We're dropping points to Fulham. And it all stems from the mentality of Maresca. And nobody's making it hard work for Liverpool at the moment. You think about the way that Mikel Arteta is approaching business. He's getting it wrong. He's making mistakes in his tactics. He's making mistakes in his team selection. He is getting it wrong. He's being cowardly. He is hiding and he is trying not to lose a title. That isn't how you win a title. The way that you win a title, particularly if you are Mikel Arteta, particularly if you are the manager of a team that haven't won any silverware for ages, particularly if you are the manager of a team who hasn't won a Premier League title for over 2 decades. The way that you win a league title is you go and you claim it. You go out and you go to Anfield and you win. You don't go there and you clog and you hope to nick a draw. Similarly, Guardiola. It feels like his team are in a period of redevelopment. Nobody is making life difficult for Liverpool. And it seems to be a theme. Every time Liverpool win a league, they seem to just coast. It seems to be a lovely drop of Glenmorangie and a cigar, feet up on the beach by March. Why is it always light work for Liverpool to win a league title? Is it because of the institution? Is it because of the power of the institution? Is it because of what Liverpool, the name, represent? This is Anfield. Does it get in people's heads? Why are they not being hunted down? Because when they are hunted down, quite often they don't win the league. The last time that Liverpool won a league title where there was an actual title race was in 1986. Annoyingly, they won it at Stamford Bridge. I know this is really unlikely, but if there are any Liverpool fans watching this video that was at Stamford Bridge in 1986, will you do me a favour? Will you comment in this video just about your experiences winning a league at Stamford Bridge in an era where Stamford Bridge wasn't the most welcoming place to win a league? I would love to hear your experience if you could just enlighten me. That's why I love doing this channel, you know, a kind of didactic relationship. We can all talk to each other. So yeah, if there is any Liverpool fans who were at that game, or if your dad was there, or if your uncle was there, please let me know their experiences. Thank you. Also, while we're here, would you consider clicking subscribe? If you are enjoying this video even a little bit, please do give it a like. It massively helps me out. And if you would consider clicking subscribe, I would love to welcome you into this community. Thank you so much. But look, apart from that game at Stamford Bridge, where they pipped Everton to the league title, they've had it all their own way. 1988, the year that Liverpool should have done the double. They lost the FA Cup final to Dennis Wise, Rory Sanchez and the Crazy Gang. But they won the league at a canter. It was at the time the longest unbeaten run from the start of a season. They had it in the bag. They went 29 games at the start of the season without losing. By the time Liverpool lost a match that year, they were 14 points clear. Bloody hell. They also had 2 games in hand. In 1990, yeah, they won the league. They won it with 2 games left. But they won it again here by 9 points. Do you see a theme developing? Then obviously in the Premier League, the pandemic. This is a funny one. Because of the pandemic, they won the league this year, both the latest and the earliest that it had ever been won. They won it on June the 25th, but they also won it with 7 games to go. No league has ever been won later than June the 25th for obvious reasons. But equally, 7 games to go is so early. Just to demonstrate how early that is, I'm going to tell you what the date would be if Liverpool were to win it by that sort of distance this year. If Liverpool were to win it with 7 games to go, it would mean that they would win it against Brighton on the 21st of March. That shows you quite how brilliant and unstoppable Liverpool were in that pandemic season. But I just don't understand it. I really don't understand it. When I saw Maresca speaking like this, it blew my mind. Just listen to these words. Liverpool have been doing a fantastic job since last year, and the players they have brought shows the intention of the club to go again for the Premier League and the Champions League. That's Enzo Maresca, the current Chelsea manager, talking about a Premier League rival. All of this, and we are only 5 games in. That's the most baffling thing about anything here. Arteta's getting it wrong. Guardiola feels like he's all over the place in transition, both in his own ideas and in terms of his team personnel. And Enzo Maresca sounds like a cheerleader. Get him some pom-poms and get him out at Anfield. Like, I know Liverpool are good. I know Liverpool are more than likely to win the league. I believe that Liverpool will also win the European Cup. But I also think that the other managers in the Premier League, they need to be making life as difficult for Arne Slot as possible. They need to be fighting for this title. It needs to go to the wire. It needs to be full of jeopardy. Liverpool need to be under pressure. And we're all combined. We're all terrible for this. Where is Arteta? What is he doing? What is going on in his team selection? What is going on in his tactics? Then you look at Guardiola and they're a shadow of their former self. And then you're hearing Enzo Maresca. I mean, I'm being really serious here. The fight that is being displayed by the likes of Oliver Glasner, by the likes of Andone Iraola, even by the likes of Thomas Frank is so much more impressive than what's going on at the supposed top clubs. Liverpool are brilliant. Arne Slot is, in my opinion, the best manager in the league. Liverpool will win the league by more than 100 points. But I think it is a sad indictment of the game that it feels like the Chelsea manager has adopted a similar opinion to a Chelsea fan YouTuber. He has a responsibility to fight for the league. And surely, if you are looking for a vulnerability in this Liverpool team, it does exist. They do not play particularly well at the moment. Okay, fine. If you believe that playing badly and winning games of football is the hallmark of champions, as I do, then they're doing everything that they should do. But surely, if your job is to find a way of dethroning them, you're looking at that and you're full of positivity. There seems to be this expectation that Liverpool will find their rhythm again, that Liverpool will click into gear. And I believe that. But there's no guarantee. There's no guarantee that this is going to work at Liverpool. And Enzo Maresca should be viewing this Liverpool team through the prism of it combusting. It feels like we're giving up. It really does. It feels like we're giving up 5 games into the season. Where's the height? Where's the grit? Where's the determination? Think about what Jose Mourinho would do in this circumstance against a team like Liverpool, against a manager like Slot. What would Sir Alex Ferguson do in this moment? What would Arsene Wenger in his pomp do in this moment? And I would suggest that none of the managers at those respective clubs are doing anything like they should be doing. Like, we're giving up. We're giving up to a team that have flaws. We're giving up to a team that hasn't delivered a killer performance yet. We're giving up to a team that clearly have a vulnerability. And they're a team that have been relying on last-minute winners. Now, I think last-minute winners are brilliant, but I don't have a responsibility to find a way of beating them. Surely, if you are in charge of teams that should be beating them, it should be exactly what you want to see. Liverpool limping to victory rather than romping to victory. And that brings us back to Mikel Arteta's approach at Anfield. They were beatable that day. They didn't play particularly well that day. They hadn't clicked into gear that day. But basically, Mikel Arteta assisted Liverpool in their pursuit of the 3 points. He picked a team that wasn't capable of winning. And he did the same thing again against Manchester City. I now believe that Arsenal were better than City. I honestly think that Mikel Arteta has been waiting for so long to have a team that is better than Pep Guardiola's. And somehow, he now has a team that's better and he puts the handbrake on. He doesn't pick his best team. If Arsenal had played their best team against Manchester City for more than 45 minutes, I truly believe that they would have won the game. If Arsenal had played their most attacking and expansive team at Anfield, there is a chance that they would have won the game. Everybody is playing into the hands of Arne Slot. And I guess that is what a brilliant manager does. I guess that is what a truly great manager does. He instills a fear in the opposition. Teams concede defeat when victory is on their horizon. They just don't know it. Arne Slot has got into the minds of every Premier League manager. We are terrified of him. We are terrified of his team. And it was because of that truly great work that he did last season. Like, surely you have to attack this Liverpool team when they're not at their best. And Maresca's words here could be so damaging. We saw it last year against Everton. And the fact that he is now currently a pom-pom girl for Arne Slot, I mean, what chance do we have, really? Shame. Real shame. Because there should be a title race. Liverpool are going to romp to victory and we'll be talking about who's going to finish second again. Fair play to Liverpool. If you believe the Chelsea manager, Liverpool have already retained a league title. Congratulations. Thank you all so much for watching the video. I do hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give it a like, please click subscribe, and I look forward to seeing what you have to say about the points I've raised in this video in the comment section below. Ta-da!